Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Talking NIL deals today. Trying to get the bag, man. What's up? Y'all know what it is. This is an episode of NIL Bag Drop. So if you don't know what that is, that's name, image, likeness. So if you haven't heard of it, which I don't know why at this point, or I don't know why you clicked on this video or why you're watching this video, but if you know what NIL is, it's name, image, likeness. So just recently, just a matter of the last year and a half or so, the NCAA has actually released the athletes to be able to make money on their name, image, and likeness. So this is a marketing thing. This is a sponsorship thing. For the major schools, this is an NIL collective thing where athletes are actually getting paid to commit to certain universities. Crazy, crazy world. A lot of people call it the Wild Wild West because there's not a lot of stipulation. There's not a lot of rules. It's just kind of some athletes can make $1 million. Some athletes will make zero. So there's no real balance. We don't really get it completely, but it's a real thing and it's happening every single day. So NIL bag drop, we're going to talk about a couple scenarios just to give you an idea of how big this has become. First, I want to talk about EA Sports. So if you guys are familiar, EA Sports is all the video games, all the college game days, basically all of the teams that get to play within this video game. And before, they were able to use these athletes' information, and we all knew who the athletes were, but now they actually have to get the approval of the athlete to be in the actual video game. So super cool in a lot of ways because it's a part of what? NIL. So EA Sports has just offered their first NIL opportunity, and they've offered this opportunity to 11,000 athletes. So basically they're saying everyone that we want to be in our video game, we are willing to pay you as an NIL deal, pay you in order for us to use your name, image, and likeness. So right now, it looks like that payment is about $600. It's a one-time payment. So that one-time payment of $600, which for any starving college student, you want the $600, right? So by accepting that $600, you are now giving them the rights to be able to use your name, image, likeness to be a part of the video game, which could be cool. I guess it's cool to be in a video game. I never had the opportunity, but you know, if it presented, I probably would take the $600. But I know some people are saying that's not enough. But let's think about it like this. It's over 11,000 athletes. So it's still a significant amount of money for EA Sports. And the fact that they're actually trying to make it work or bring it together, I think there's some value in that. So that's just one story that's been in the headlines. I'm going to continue to track it, continue to follow it to see kind of how it unfolds. Number two, this is another cool story that I actually saw on social media a couple different times. So I did a little bit of research. So there's an athlete named DeAndre Robinson. This is a high school athlete. Well, actually, he's heading to his freshman year now at Florida. And this is a football player. He plays defensive line. So great kid, very highly recruited athlete, one of the top in his position in the country, multiple scholarship offers from pretty much every major university there is on the planet. So he committed to Florida, and now he's going into his freshman season or freshman year at Florida, and he secured an NIL deal straight from the collective of the Florida team. So the collective is basically, I'm going to give you my quick rundown of what collective means. Collective is basically a group of investors. I call them investors, but they're boosters, I guess is the better term, right? So a group of boosters that are willing to contribute large sums of money to their college programs of their choice, whether they're alumni, whether they just have a big business in that area, whatever that means, they've made a decision that they're willing to invest a large bag into these collective pots. So now let's just say, for example, boosters are willing to contribute $1 million each, and there's 10 of them. So now there's a $10 million collective that they can use in order to market to athletes, solicit athletes, or do whatever they need to do to get the athletes to commit to that school. That's a collective. Downside to a collective is it's literally based on committing to that school, literally based on, are you going to come to our university? So the guarantee of the money is actually built into that agreement. Now, NCAA says that this is probably not necessarily legal. However, there's no rules, there's no regulation, so it's very hard to monitor or very hard for the NCAA to say, hey, this is a violation because NIL is a real thing and there's no rules. So that's why we call it the Wild Wild West. Now, let's look at the bigger picture of this. On the flip side, athletes with name, image, and likeness, meaning you have a big following. You're crazy on TikTok. You got hundreds of thousands of views and subscribers. Now, actual businesses can come in and look at your brand, your personal brand as an athlete. Look at your influence, look at your analytics, your engagement, all that good stuff. And they can say, you know what? I want this athlete to wear my product or to use my product. So now that company could actually pay you on contract, on paper to say, hey, I want you to represent our brand. So I'm going to send you some gear. I'm going to send you some accessories, whatever that brand looks like. And all we want you to do is post 3 times a week, and we're going to give you $50,000, whatever that looks like. Now that is totally legal. So it's actually 2 sides of the NIL. It's the collective, which a lot of people have problems with, issues with. The transfer portal is now a big kind of conversation that needs to be had because NIL is really affecting a lot of these athletes that are in the portal. But on the flip side, if we talk about marketing and company-wise, it really becomes the same as any other entertainer or any other pro athlete. You know, when you see an entertainer, a rapper in a commercial, you know that they paid that rapper to be in that commercial. They're using their name, image, and likeness. So now athletes, student athletes, in some states, even at the high school level, could actually take advantage of this. So here's what DeAndre did. DeAndre Robinson, shout out to him. Here's what he did. He got his NIL endorsement. And when he got the bag, he bought somebody a real cool gift. Not his girlfriend, not his family, not a random person. He basically blessed his mother with a new home. So literally a young man that grew up, and I don't know his full backstory, but it seems like he grew up with not a lot of money. You know, I don't know if it was lower class. I don't know what the numbers look like, but I know that it was a big gesture, and his mom was super excited. How do I know that? Because I watched the video when he surprised her. You can find that on social media. I think I saw it on Instagram, but you watched her walk into this house and him giving her the key, and it was just, man, just literally touched. If you watched it, you were emotionally touched by it because you see the power of the NIL when it goes right, when it gets to the right athlete. And this athlete, instead of buying a car, instead of buying a Rolex, instead of buying diamond chains and necklaces, he said, first things first, let me take care of my mother. Most cases, mom is the one that pushed you and got you to that level, fed you and did everything you need to do. So now it's time to pay her back. And he did that first. And so shout out to DeAndre Robinson. Hey, looking forward to watching you play at Florida and continue to make your money. Continue to get the bag. And if you have a great career in Florida, guess what? You're going to get an even bigger bag because you're going to be in the NFL. So that's what it's all about. So a story of an athlete that really took advantage of it, really made it make sense when he got his NIL bag. So now my question is, for all the student athletes that are watching this, what are you doing? What are you doing to build your brand? What are you doing to put yourself in a position to be where DeAndre was? To be in a position where you're even going to get the $600 check just to be on the EA Sports game. There has to be steps to this. It isn't just going to happen on accident. Yes, you have to ball out on the field or the court. We all understand that. Or in the water. Wherever your sport is, you have to ball out. We get that. That's a given. But if you ball out and you are not working on your brand, or if your brand is misrepresented to meaning negative, meaning people go to your Instagram page or your social media and you're talking trash, you're posting crazy videos, you're posting the party, or you're not posting at all and no one even knows what you're doing. That can be detrimental. So if you're a student athlete and your thoughts are at some point, I want to be a part of an NIL conversation. I want an NIL deal. If that's what your thoughts are, you need to start working immediately on your brand. You need to start really creating a posting, not necessarily a schedule, but posting high quality content. Post your training, post your nutrition, post to show people that you're committed to being an athlete. Post to show them that you can represent their brand in the right way. And that's going to be the starting point. And here's what I want you to think about. Yes, DeAndre got a huge NIL deal. Yes, a lot of athletes are getting large, crazy amounts of money. And that's possible. That's potential for all of us. However, here's what I want you to think about. There's also some smaller NIL deals that can really have impact on your financial situation. There's high school athletes that can now go to the pizza spot down the street on the corner that's right down the street from the game or from the stadium that they play at, and they can say, hey, pizza place, you know, I'm a pretty popular, I'm a big deal around here. Here's my information. Here's how many followers I have. Here's my influence. Here's my reach. Here's what I have to offer. And I would love to work with you and help market and help promote your establishment. So if we can create an NIL deal, that could be $100, it could be $500, it could be $1,000, it could be free pizza. I don't know. Whatever it is that makes sense, you're going to sign that deal. Now, look at the coolness of that. Friday night after the game, you're a high school athlete. You guys win. Guess where we're going after the game? I'm going to post on my social media. We're going to such and such or so-and-so pizza spot down the street. That's going to be valuable to that owner. That owner's going to see that and say, man, I like this athlete. I'm going to continue to work with them. Now, imagine that pizza place that works with 2 or 3 athletes from that same school. You're pretty much going to get all the students to be at one location, literally after every big game, and of course, casually throughout the course of the week. Now, how does it feel if you're the pizza spot on the other side of the street? You're going to lose. You're going to wonder why. Friday night, why do they have 50, 60, 100 people ordering one slice of pizza at a time at theirs, and we're over here empty? It's because they committed to the NIL. But it all starts with you building your brand, being in a position to where that owner or that manager or that general manager, whatever position, they can say, you know what, I think this could work. I think this could be a big deal. But it starts with you building your brand. If you're not building your brand, it's a good chance it's not going to happen. Even if you're balling, even if you're the best on your team, that doesn't mean much if you don't have the brand, you don't have the influence. Now, if you're a 5-star recruit, hey, you're good. You're going to get it done. You're probably going to get the opportunity to work with the NIL collective, which is cool. So you're going to eat. You're going to get the bag if you do it right and you manage it right. But if you're not a 5-star, you know what I mean, or you're being recruited, but it's not the biggest schools, you can still go right into your local community and push to get that NIL deal. You can still do it. We've seen it time after time. Of course, it doesn't make the news. We don't see it on ESPN, but there are athletes right now that are making $500 a month, $1,000 a month just by promoting the local store on the corner or the local brand. Someone has a t-shirt brand and they want you to be a part of it. Got it. Send me some t-shirts. Here's my NIL deal. How much money can you afford to pay? And I'm going to post and I'm going to promote this t-shirt like it's the only t-shirt in the world, and I'm going to make people want to buy it. Why? Because I have influence. Because I have name, image, and I have likeness. But you got to have all of them. You got to have a strong name. You got to be credible. You can't be an athlete that's known for getting in trouble, known for, academic issues. If you have that, why would a brand invest in you? So you got to have a good name. And then image. Image is also important. And here's why. If you're not on social, you're not doing it, you're not active in those areas, then there is no image. What are we basing it on? How do I pay you if I go to your social media and I see you haven't even posted in a month? You haven't posted in 3 weeks. Or then I see you post and there's no engagements, there's no likes, there's no nothing. Or I look at your followers and you got 800 followers and you've been on varsity for 3 years and you're one of the most popular athletes in that area on the field or on the court. But when I go to your social media, there's nothing there. Your social media basically is your image. That's what the businesses see, and that's what helps them determine if they want to offer or if they're good with the NIL deal. Playing on the field, playing on the court, collective. We understand that. That's separate. But I'm talking about building your name, building your image, which ultimately is going to build what? Your likeness. And once you have those 3 together, now you have the opportunity. And you can do this on your own. This is something that you could definitely venture out on your own. You can put together a list of local businesses or smaller brands that are trying to build their brand. They're trying to get their name out there. You have a decent, a solid following. Your name, your image, your likeness is intact. So now you can reach out. You can send them a DM. Hey, man, I love your brand. Love what you got going. I would love to work an NIL deal with you. Let me know if you're open to it. It could be that simple. You know what I mean? So don't feel like you have to take it to the next level. You can do this on your own. So now the flip side of that, you may be thinking, I can do it on my own, but I don't really know how, or maybe I don't have time. And that's where we come in. That's where you can reach out, shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, shoot me a text, whatever that looks like. And I could help guide you through the NIL process. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's not going to start with us trying to go get the bag. It's not. It's going to start with us evaluating where your brand is. It's going to start with us creating strategy to say, hey, you need to start doing this more. You need to change this. We're going to clean up the name, image, and likeness before we talk to any businesses at all. Because when we get out there, we want to make sure that everything is in place. We want to build that following, build that engagement. We want to market you. We want to show you in the community. For my athletes, we want to show you donating time, working in different nonprofits. We want to show who you are as a person, and we're going to help you build that. So if you have an interest in NIL and you don't know where to start, the first thing you need to do is shoot us a message, shoot a DM, put it out there, shoot an email. Let's have the conversation. Let's do an assessment. Let's see where you're at, see where your brand is today, and then we can determine what you need to do in order to be in a position. And if you're a 5-star athlete and you just want some help talking to collectives because they're going to be beating down the door, we can help you with that too. But it's start to finish, and it's no easy way. There's no easy way to the bag. So don't let the NIL allure make you feel like it's just going to happen overnight. It's not. It's still a process. It's still a process. That's why you only hear about those 5-star blue chip athletes, because those are the only ones that are getting the big deals. The other athletes have to work, build their name, build their image, build the likeness, and ultimately you'll be in a position to get the NIL bag. So that's all I got for you today. And once again, it's the NIL bag talk. So we're going to talk about not just what's going on, but we're going to talk about how you can be involved. So if you're a student athlete, you want to tap into this. If you're a parent and you're interested in helping your athlete get an NIL deal, it starts with us. So reach out. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get it going. And once again, it's the NIL bag talk, and I'll see y'all on the next one.